I was repotting my orchids when the Instagram notification popped up on my phone. Mother's Day morning, 11:47 a.m., and I was alone in my greenhouse. Hands covered in soil, finding peace in the simple act of caring for something that appreciated it. Emma posted a new photo. I smiled, wiping my hands on my gardening apron before picking up the phone. Emma rarely posted anymore, too busy with her marketing job and her life in the city. But Mother's Day, surely she'd. The image loaded slowly on my phone screen. Emma and her stepmother Veronica at what looked like an upscale brunch spot downtown. Champagne flutes raised, both wearing pastel dresses, Veronica's arm draped possessively around my daughter's shoulders. The caption hit harder than any physical blow could have. Grateful for my real mom at Veronica Styles. Thank you for showing me what a strong, successful woman looks like. Hashtag Mother's Day, hashtag blessed with the best, hashtag real mom energy. I stared at the screen until it went dark. Then I tapped it awake and read it again. Real mom, real mom. 23 years of my life condensed into 2 words that apparently didn't apply to me. My hands were trembling as I scrolled through the comments. Emma's friends gushing about how beautiful they looked together. Veronica's social circle praising their special bond. My own sister had commented, "Where's your mother?" Emma had replied, "This is my mother." I set the phone down carefully on my potting bench and returned to my orchids. The white phalaenopsis needed dividing. Its roots had long outgrown the pot, cramped and struggling despite my careful tending. Sometimes I thought you had to cut things away for the plant to survive. The phone buzzed again, another notification. Emma had posted a story. Against my better judgment, I watched it. Video clips of their brunch, the elaborate spread of food, the bottomless mimosas, Veronica giving a toast about choosing to be a mother, and how biology doesn't make a mom, love does. The final clip showed them laughing as Emma opened a small Tiffany box. A silver necklace with a heart pendant. For my daughter, Veronica's voice said off camera. The daughter of my heart, if not my body. I liked the post. Just a simple double tap, no comment, no reaction beyond that tiny heart appearing on a screen. Then I put my phone in my pocket and finished repotting my orchids. The silence in my greenhouse was profound. No call from Emma. No text explaining why I hadn't been invited to Mother's Day brunch. No acknowledgement that I might have wanted to celebrate the day that made me a mother 23 years ago when I held her for the first time, still dizzy from 20 hours of labor. I thought about that day as I worked. How tiny she'd been. How fiercely I'd loved her from that first moment. The promises I'd whispered to her in the hospital room. That I'd always protect her, always provide for her, always be there. Apparently, always had an expiration date. By evening, I'd made my decision. 23 years of financial support, of being the safety net, of ensuring Emma never wanted for anything. The apartment in the trendy part of the city, my name on the lease as guarantor. The credit cards, authorized user on my accounts. The car insurance, the health insurance, the phone plan. All of it is quietly managed and paid for by the woman who wasn't her real mom. I opened my laptop and began typing. First, an email to the property management company. As the lease guarantor, I was withdrawing my financial backing effective immediately. The lease renewal, due in 2 weeks, would need to be signed by Emma alone or with a new guarantor. Next, the credit card companies. Remove Emma as an authorized user on all accounts, effective immediately. The insurance companies, the phone carrier. One by one, I severed the financial threads that connected us. If Veronica was her real mother, then Veronica could handle the real responsibilities. I didn't do it in anger. There was a strange calm in my movements, a clarity of purpose. This wasn't revenge. This was simply accuracy, aligning reality with Emma's proclaimed truth. Monday arrived with its usual Pacific Northwest drizzle. I was reviewing patient charts at the clinic when my phone started buzzing. Emma's name on the screen. I let it go to voicemail and called in my next patient. The calls continued throughout the day. Emma, then Jake, my ex-husband, then Veronica, then Emma again. By lunch, I had 17 missed calls and dozens of unread texts. I finally listened to the first voicemail during my lunch break. Mom, there's something wrong with my credit cards. They're all declining. Can you call me back? I'm trying to pay for a client lunch and this is really embarrassing. The second voicemail, 30 minutes later. Mom, please call me back. All my cards are canceled. I don't understand what's happening. The third message came an hour later. The property manager just called. They said you withdrew as my lease guarantor. Mom, what's going on? Why aren't you answering? By the fourth voicemail, her voice trembled with panic. Mom, please, I just got notice that I'm being removed from the health insurance next month. And the car insurance. What is happening? Did something happen to you? Are you okay? Please just let me know you're okay. I texted back. I'm fine. Congrats again on the lovely Mother's Day with your real mom. Then I turned off my phone and went back to caring for my patients. That evening, Jake showed up at my door. My ex-husband looked frazzled, his usually polished appearance replaced by wrinkled clothes and worried eyes. Laura, what are you doing? He didn't wait for an invitation, stepping inside the house we once shared, the house I kept after the divorce. Hello to you too, Jake. How was your Mother's Day? Oh wait, that's right. You were at brunch with your wife and my daughter. It looked uncomfortable. Emma didn't mean. Veronica planned it. Of course she did. I walked to the kitchen and poured myself a glass of wine. I didn't offer him one. Veronica's great at planning, like helping my daughter forget who raised her. She didn't take her from you. Grateful for my real mom, I quoted quietly. That's what Emma posted. So I figured, if Veronica is her real mom, then she can take on the real mom responsibilities too. Cutting her off financially, Laura. She can't afford that apartment without you. Her credit's not established. Then she should find something she can afford. Or maybe Veronica can help. Jake dropped into one of the kitchen chairs we bought 15 years ago. This is harsh. Is it? I sat across from him, taking in the man I once loved. Do you know what I did on Mother's Day, Jake? I repotted orchids. Alone. While our daughter celebrated with the woman you left me for. That's not fair? No, it's not. It's not fair that I raised her for 23 years only to be erased online. It's not fair that I've been paying for her life while someone else got the credit. It's not fair that I wasn't even invited. Emma loves you. Does she? Because people who love you don't refer to someone else as their replacement. Jake's phone buzzed. He glanced at it and winced. It's Emma. She's overwhelmed. The apartment complex gave her 2 weeks to find a new guarantor. Sounds like something her real mom might want to help with. Veronica can't. He stopped himself. I raised an eyebrow. Can't afford it? The successful businesswoman who showed Emma what strength looks like. Maybe now she'll show her what responsibility looks like too. Jake had no answer. Go home, Jake. Let your wife know. Her daughter needs her now. The next few days were a wave of calls, texts, and unexpected visits. My mother phoned. She'd heard from Emma. My sister Amanda stopped by, torn between supporting me and worrying about Emma. Even my elderly neighbor mentioned a young woman sitting in a car outside for hours. I knew it was Emma. I saw her car from my bedroom window. But I wasn't ready. Thursday evening, the doorbell rang. And rang, and rang. When I opened it, Emma stood there, eyes red, mascara streaked, looking younger than her 23 years. How could you? She said immediately. I'm going to lose everything. My cards aren't working. I can't even buy groceries. Hello to you too. Want to come in? She rushed in, pacing. Mom, you have to fix this. Whatever this is, you can't just cut me off. I have a job, a life. A life funded by someone who apparently isn't your real mom. I said calmly as I closed the door. Emma froze. This is about that post. Language, please, I replied automatically, then nearly smiled. Some habits never die. It was just social media. It didn't mean anything. Then why wasn't I invited? Why was I left out entirely? Emma looked stunned. Veronica said it might be awkward. I sat in my favorite chair, the one where I once nursed her, read her stories, held her through heartbreak. So it was awkward for your actual mother to attend Mother's Day brunch. Tell me, Emma, what makes someone a real mom? Is it the person who carries you for 9 months? Who goes through labor? Who wakes up every 2 hours for night feedings? Mom, please. Is it the person who teaches you to walk? Who stays home from work when you're sick? Who drives you to dance class and soccer practice and debate tournaments? Stop. Or is it the person who shows up after all the hard work is done, when you're already grown and impressive and takes credit for the finished product? Emma was crying now, collapsed on my couch. I'm sorry. Is that what you want to hear? I'm sorry, but you can't destroy my life over this. I'm not destroying anything, I said quietly. I'm simply stepping back. You have a real mom now. Let her help you. She can't. Dad says she's maxed out, that the business isn't doing as well as she pretends that. That's not my problem anymore. Emma stared at me like she'd never seen me before. Who are you? The mom I know would never. The mom you knew was erased on Mother's Day. Publicly, by her own daughter. I'll delete the post. I'll apologize online. This isn't about the post anymore, Emma. It's about 23 years of giving everything and being told it wasn't enough. That I wasn't enough. That Veronica, with her business suits and her networking events and her surface-level involvement in your life, is more of a mother than I ever was. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. You meant every word. And that's okay. You're an adult. You get to choose who you consider family, but choices have consequences. Emma wiped her face with her sleeve, a gesture so reminiscent of her toddler years that my heart clenched. So what am I supposed to do? Be homeless? Starve? You have a job. You'll figure it out, or ask Veronica. After all, she's your real mom. Stop saying that. Why? You said it first. Emma left an hour later, after cycling through begging, bargaining, and fury. I watched her drive away and then did something I hadn't done in years. I took a sleeping pill and went to bed at 8 p.m. The next 2 weeks were a blur of secondhand information. Amanda told me Emma had moved in with her temporarily. My mother had informed me that Jake and Veronica were fighting constantly about money. A mutual friend mentioned seeing Emma at a cheaper apartment complex across town, filling out applications. I focused on my work, my garden, my life. For the first time in 23 years, I wasn't managing someone else's existence. It was strange, liberating, lonely. 3 weeks after Mother's Day, Emma called again. This time, her voice was different. Calmer. Defeated, maybe. Can we talk? She asked. Really talk? Not me yelling or you being cold. Just talk. I agreed to meet her at a coffee shop downtown. Neutral territory. She looked different, tired. Her usually perfect hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. Her designer clothes replaced by jeans and an old college sweatshirt. I got the apartment, she said without preamble. It's not as nice as my old place. Farther from work, but it's what I can afford on my own. That's good. Veronica couldn't help. She and Dad are having money problems. Turns out the lifestyle she projects on Instagram isn't exactly accurate. I sipped my coffee and waited. I've been thinking, Emma continued, about what you said, about what makes a real mom. And I remember things, things I tried to forget because they didn't fit the narrative I was building. Like how you wore the same winter coat for 6 years so I could have the designer one I wanted. How you drove that ancient Honda forever so I could have a reliable car for college. Emma, no, let me finish. I remember you missing your high school reunion because I had a dance recital, skipping your friend's wedding because I was sick, never taking that trip to Italy you've been saving for because I needed braces. She was crying again, but quietly this time. I remember junior year when I was so awful to you, when I was embarrassed by our small house, by your practical clothes, by the fact that you were just a physician assistant and not a doctor. And you never once made me feel bad for being a shallow, horrible daughter. You weren't horrible. You were young. I was old enough to know better, and I'm definitely old enough now. She looked me in the eye. I'm sorry, Mom, not just for the post. For years of taking you for granted. For letting Veronica make me feel like love could be measured in designer handbags and fancy dinners. What do you want from me, Emma? Nothing, she said, surprising me. I don't want anything from you. I just wanted you to know that I know. I know who my real mom is. I know who sacrificed everything for me. And I know I threw it all away for Instagram likes and the approval of a woman who can't even help me when I actually need it. We sat in silence for a moment. Around us, the coffee shop buzzed with normal life. People who hadn't destroyed their most important relationship for social media validation. I'm keeping the apartment, Emma said finally. The one I can afford. I'm going to work on building my own credit, pay my own bills. Maybe learn to be the kind of person who deserves a mother like you. Emma, I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not asking for the financial help back. I'm just asking, can we start over? not as the mother who gives everything and the daughter who takes it for granted, but as two adults who maybe can build something better. I looked at my daughter, really looked at her, saw the pain, the growth, the genuine remorse, but also the years of hurt she caused. We can try, I said finally, but Emma, understand this. I will never again be the mother who gives blindly, who accepts disrespect in the name of love, who sits quietly while you give someone else credit for my sacrifices. I understand. I wouldn't want that mother anymore anyway. I want my real mom, the one who's strong enough to stand up for herself, even against me. It's been 6 months now. Emma and I have lunch every other week. She's still in her smaller apartment, still building her credit, still learning to manage her own life. Veronica is notably absent from her social media these days, though I hear through the grapevine that she and Jake are in counseling. Emma hasn't asked for money. Not once. She's shown me her budget, proud of the spreadsheet she created. She's taken on freelance work to build her savings. She even started a small orchid collection, texting me pictures and asking for advice. Last week, she posted a throwback photo on Instagram. It was from her college graduation, just the two of us, my arm around her shoulders, both of us laughing at something off camera. The caption read, "My mom. My real mom. The woman who taught me that love isn't measured in what you can give someone, but in showing up every single day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. I love you, Mom. Thank you for loving me enough to let me fail and learn." I liked the post, and this time, I commented too. Love you too, sweetheart. Always have. Always will. Because that's what real mothers do. They love you through the failure and the growth, the mistakes and the redemption. But they also know when to stop enabling and start teaching, even when a lesson breaks their own heart. Especially then.